This is KGW News at sunrise.
I don't think he's a cold-blooded killer. I don't. But she had a family, and that was my baby.
She's talking about the man responsible for her daughter's death. After months of waiting, police finally made an arrest. And she talks about how that is helping her heal. Coming up.
For a lot of people, this is an eyesore, but broken down boats anchored in the Willamette River also negatively impacts water quality. How the governor is stepping in to help clear them out.
And this morning we are also live out at the Dutch Bros at the PDX Travel Center. So this is the one near the airport off 82nd Avenue near Airport Way. The reason we're hanging out with the Dutch Bros crew this morning is because today is Dutch Love Day. Pretty simple fundraiser here. $1 from every drink sold at every single Dutch Bros will go towards local food banks and local food pantries. So for example, in the Portland area, the money raised will support places like the Oregon Food Bank and the Portland Police Bureau's Sunshine Division. Up in Clark County, Rod, where you live,
yes,
money raised in Clark County will support food banks in Clark County. So the money stays where the money is raised, if that makes sense.
That's nice, yeah.
More on the Dutch Love at Dutch Bros later in our show.
They do make great coffee. I'm going to say cheers to those of you this weekend who have a long holiday weekend. President's Day on Monday.
Right? Yeah. Does anybody really get that off besides bankers anymore?
Yeah, it's the federal. The schools are out. Yeah.
All those people. The rest of us, by golly,
I think your question is, do we get off? No, the answer is no, Rod.
Brenda,
we will be here.
It's not about you.
Yes. Thank you, Drew, for re-clarifying. All right. We have rain showers up to our north. Seattle, Olympia. There's been just a touch over the Long Beach, well, more than a touch over the Long Beach Peninsula. A few traces of rain up around Astoria, Cowlitz County. Right now, it's mostly up to your north. But just note if you're traveling up towards Seattle this morning, you'll eventually hit that rain. We are dry in our immediate area, and cloud cover has kept temperatures above freezing. No frost, no fog this morning. 36 in Oregon City, 40 in downtown Portland. Salem, 35. Silverton holding at 41. It is freezing in Lebanon. It's freezing as you go farther south down into Eugene. So like yesterday, we probably don't see a lot of sun today. Overall, mostly cloudy, light winds, mid-40s at noon, upper 40s later today, and we could hit 50 for a high. Winds will be light. The weekend looks much the same. That complete forecast coming up.
Thank you, Rod. Portland police have arrested a man involved in a street racing crash last summer that killed a woman. They say 35-year-old Kenneth Freeman was driving one of the cars that lost control and hit Ashley McGill as she was waiting for the bus.
Freeman will make his first appearance in court today. Meanwhile, KGW's Alma McCarty had a chance to speak to Ashley's mother.
Yeah, I know she wasn't a baby, but she was my baby.
Standing in the place her daughter died, in the place Ashley McGill's loved ones held a vigil months ago to remember her, Misty Nicholson says the grief comes in waves.
A lot of ups and downs, and just waves. One minute just upset, and next minute, acting, just angry, and trying to, find out whatever I could find out, and not finding out too much.
Since Ashley's death last summer, her mothers prayed for someone to be held accountable. Early the morning of August 27th, Portland police say a street racer speeding down Southeast Stark Street with another car lost control, hitting and killing the 26-year-old near 133rd Avenue. Ashley was simply waiting for the bus at the time.
What maybe seemed like fun for a few seconds could be life-altering.
On Thursday, officers arrested and charged Kenneth Freeman with manslaughter.
Just to start at healing, possibly after. We have to see what happens with it. But
Nicholson has spent months waiting for answers. She said she was told Freeman would turn himself in after an indictment in late November.
I don't think he's a cold-blooded killer. I don't. But she had a family, and that was my baby. She gave me any reason to believe he has any remorse for what he did, because he didn't even turn himself in. But I don't hate him. I pray for him, but I don't hate him.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Okay, let's get you caught up on some of the morning's other headlines. Tigard High School is closed today as police investigate a shooting threat. The decision to cancel class was made late last night. The district says it's working with school resource officers and investigators to determine if the threat is credible and to interview people who are possibly involved. Investigators are expected to give the district an update this afternoon. And a Lincoln City man accused of storming the U.S. Capitol during the January 6th insurrection will be sentenced today. Video from that day shows Jeffrey Hubbard inside the building at one point taking photos in the Capitol Rotunda. In November of last year, Hubbard pleaded guilty to one count of parading, demonstrating, or picketing. In total, the FBI and Justice Department have arrested 9 suspects from Oregon and Washington. Also, a month after a 7% rate hike went into effect, Portland General Electric is proposing another increase. The first step to get the ball rolling, PGE is asking Oregon's Public Utility Commission to consider a 14% rate increase for 2024. It's citing inflation, maintenance costs, and extreme weather, among other reasons. And those are your morning headlines.
Governor Tina Kotek is setting aside millions of dollars to help clear out half a dozen broken down boats in the Willamette River and other parts of the state. This is what the Willamette looks like between the Hawthorne Bridge and OMSI. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says in the last year, it's worked with state agencies to clear more than 24 vessels from the Ross Island area. It suspects those boats by OMSI are likely spillover from that effort, but they say they're much more than just an eyesore.
Abandoned and derelict vessels impact water quality, they impact private property, they impact public property, they impact habitat.
Officials say the next step is figuring out how to prevent these boats from getting into the water in the first place.
One of several big events in the area this weekend is playing out at the Oregon Convention Center. Fan Fest Portland kicks off today and runs through Sunday. So this is the event that used to be known as Wizard World Comic-Con, described by organizers as a playground for pop culture fans of all genres, including comics, sci-fi, anime, and gaming. Rod Hill, the list of celebrity guests, pretty impressive for this one.
Yeah.
It includes Back to the Future stars Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Yes, they are in Portland this weekend.
Cool.
Wow.
Oscar Nunez and Kate Flannery from The Office also on board. And so too is Anthony Daniels, the only actor to appear in all 11 Star Wars movies, playing the role of C-3PO.
Oh, that's so cool.
I refused to meet George Lucas. I thought it would be beneath me to play the part of a robot. And then in his office, there was this painting by Ralph McQuarrie, a concept painting. I fell in love with the painting, and I'm here today after all these years.
He is C-3PO.
That's a great story.
He is the robot. Fan Fest Portland hours today from 3 to 8. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I can hear it in his voice. You know, you
Yes.
can hear C-3PO.
Yes. That's him.
So, I mean, literally playing that character for 45 years, close to 50 years now.
Wow.
And he was at Portland City Grill last night. That's where we did that interview with Anthony Daniels. There you
Best career decision of his life.
Think about it. He never had to put on a tie, never had to comb his hair to go to work. Nothing.
Just the gold.
I'm putting the helmet on today, right? Cool.
All right, that's going to be fun. Here's a look at what's happening this morning. The only heads up, if you will, is that we have these rain showers up to our north. So you will find some of that if you're traveling northward up into I-5. And Long Beach, good morning. Ocean Park, good morning. You folks are picking up a little bit of rain. Our Futurecast models suggest that some of this, here we are at 9:30 this morning, actually could drop down to the south. 90% of the stuff I look at shows we don't get any rain today. But just note, don't be shocked if there's a trace of rain at some point. This will be another day with very limited sunshine. So the cloud deck's not expected to be overly thick. It wasn't yesterday, but it was enough to kind of give us a gray day, right? It'll be another mostly cloudy day overall. Here's tomorrow morning, more clouds over us, and that continues actually into Sunday. I've taken out that rain chance on Sunday. So basically, yesterday overall is what we're going to see today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Light winds. Highs in the upper 40s to about 50 degrees, and generally speaking, will be dry. So not bad at all. All right, here are the current numbers, and until you get down south of Salem, we're above freezing. Eugene's at 27, Newport 39, our capital is 35, Portland's 40, just freezing out in the gorge. The Dow's 32. And then we have, of course, freezing numbers east of the Cascades. 8 down in Burns this morning, 23 out in John Day. All right, so our forecast for the weekend is pretty simple. Quick update, and I'll get more into this coming up at 5:38 in terms of that cold and snow chance that we're looking at next week. The front comes in on Tuesday, so this is Monday at 7 a.m. Rain starting to pick up during the day Monday, but the cold air is still, off to our northeast. Now the front comes in Tuesday. The cold air spills in behind it Tuesday night. Here we are Wednesday morning. Now we're in this cold air, and the cold air, the purple colors hang out Thursday, hang out Friday, start to pull out on Saturday. And right now the next shot of moisture coming in on the back side of all this would be that following Sunday. That'd be a week from this Sunday I'm talking about. So 50 today, 48 tomorrow, 50 Sunday, above freezing at night. Monday showers pick up. A blustery day with northwest winds and pretty good rain shot on Tuesday. Could be at least a half, maybe 3/4 of an inch, it looks like now. And then we have the snow showers all the way down to the valley floor Wednesday with highs in the 30s. And then we have cold east winds that kick in on Thursday and pretty much just limit us to flurries. But look at the temperatures on Thursday, 22 to 32. Yeah.
Chilly, chilly, chilly. Okay, thanks, Rod. Coming up, we are continuing a conversation about the Black experience here in the Pacific Northwest. Yesterday, we showed you the first half of an open and honest discussion about being Black in America. Part 2 is coming up after the break.
We also want to let you know that you can watch sunrise anytime on KGW Plus. All of our news is on Roku and Amazon Fire. Just look for KGW and add us to your home screen. Then stream Sunrise on your schedule.